Hey everyone, it's Tasha here from Namastasha, and I wanted to talk to you today about the Connecting to Spirit workshop that I'm doing this weekend and next weekend. So, today was really just like an overview of everything that we're going to be talking about more in depth over the next few days, or at least tomorrow and then the following Saturday. So today we talked about auras, chakras, pendulums, oracle cards, synchronicity, and spirituality in the sense of how the spirituality that Crystal teaches in her workshops at Divine Clarity are more, it's like non-denominational, so there's no judgment if you have a certain religion that you follow or you preach or whatever it is. But she kind of teaches that she has a certain way of looking at things, but you're able to kind of choose what your own beliefs are. And basically everything that she teaches is in positivity and love, and like how basically to reach those that type of mindset, frequency, everything like higher up in a happier place type of life, right? Instead of believing in stuff like your sins will send you to hell and that type of thing. So that was really cool to kind of hear that, because actually what that reminds me a lot of is the vegan community sometimes. So the vegan community can be very like judgmental of others, you know, like it's supposed to, I mean, the whole point of veganism to me, is to be like compassionate towards others or towards animals. So why aren't we being compassionate to other fellow human beings? Like if they're choosing to be vegan and they're junk food vegan or whatever it is, like that's their choice. Like they're doing that to their own body. At least they're, you know, not hurting animals. But there's a lot of vegans out there that try to like push their beliefs on other people, and even to like certain extremes, and like there's this diet that's better than this diet, and it's a starch solution, no it's all raw, no it's fruitarian, no, you know, like why are we out there trying to, like, I feel like it's just so much run by ego then, you know, when I think to me the whole point of it is just to do no harm or do the least harm, right? So what Crystal teaches in spirituality is to me kind of like the way, I don't know, the way that we should be just looking at people's belief systems and stuff, and why do we not judging other people for their own and not pushing these beliefs on them, you know? It's like they're going to come to it in their own time, and if they're doing it for good, then, you know, there's just no reason why we need to go to war over stuff like spirituality or religion, or online wars for, like, I know there's stuff going on with like freely and blogalities, I don't even know. She's like she used to be like paleo and now she's like going vegan. I don't know. There's a whole like drama with that, and I just don't see the real point in pitting diets against each other, people against each other, religions against each other. We should all be resonating in more love. So we talked a little bit about auras and chakras, and basically I didn't really learn anything too much like new stuff about that. We did a little guided aura or chakra meditation, which was cool, but I did it was kind of like cleansing each chakra one by one, going up for the 7 main ones, and then we talked a bit about pendulums and what they're used for and stuff, and I actually have kind of an interesting story where I had really liked this one pendulum in the shop, and my friend came in last week and she ended up buying it. Now she bought it, but she didn't test it out, and she found that it didn't actually work for her at all. So I was with her and I tried it out, and it was like swinging like mad for me. I was getting very clear answers, and the thing is that that pendulum was just like meant for me. Like it was just resonated at the right frequency for me. It's a stone that I needed. So it just like didn't work out for her, which is really too bad because she paid for it, but I did a bit of theta healing on her, so she kind of gave it to me as like a thank you gift for doing that session with her. So yeah, so it was all good, I guess. And then we talked about oracle cards and how to use them a little bit, and that was kind of at the end of class. We didn't talk too much about that, but what was really cool was talking about synchronicity and oneness. So I have had a lot of experiences with synchronicity over this past week, really, and stuff like, for example, I got a psychic reading back on the full moon in November, and Crystal had seen me with this this garnet necklace, and it was supposed to help me with passion and stuff like that, so I hadn't actually gotten it yet, and ever since then I like kind of was looking for it. So I had actually gotten this other amber necklace last year from Radiance, and on Tuesday I went to the dentist on Corden and ended up walking down to Radiance, and exactly where I had gotten my old necklace a year ago, and I ended up losing that amber necklace at Divine Clarity, and then the garnet necklace was like right there, right exactly where I had found the other one. So I thought that was like really strange and maybe just meant to be. It was, and I was thinking in my head too, I hope this isn't too expensive because I don't want to pay a whole lot for it. And it ended up being only like 18 bucks, which is really not bad for a gemstone necklace, wire wrapped. And then other stuff like me writing stuff in my journal and asking questions and then having other people like confirm that for me. So I had asked a question about my friend Jack and saying kind of like what should I spend time talking to this person because I had met him online, and my answer was yes, he'll help you to grow. So then this past week, he said that exact statement, like, I think we're meant to connect so that we could help each other grow. And so, I don't know, it's just like weird, interesting stuff like that that really is just shows me how much there is something to all of this. There's something more than we even realize going on in the world. And just even our thoughts, feelings, emotions can create our reality. So it's really important to have those positive emotions and feelings and stuff like that, as hard as it can be if you're someone who's like struggling with illness like I am. I mean, really, I'm doing pretty good right now compared to a lot of other people out there, but I know I've done like a shit ton of work in order to get me to where I am today, and I feel like when I was in that workshop, I was just meant to be there because what Crystal also does is she sends out like it's like she'll create a block for people that aren't ready to grow, heal, and change. So only people that are ready come to her workshops. And I remember when I first got sick, like right before I got sick, I remember feeling completely and utterly lost. Like I completely like didn't know who I was. Like that's the kind of disassociation that I kind of felt with myself. And I just feel like today in the workshop, I was like, wow, this is where my path has led me, and there's a reason for it. It's so I can grow spiritually and hopefully overcome this illness. I mean, I know I can, so I shouldn't say just hopefully. Like, I will overcome this, and it's because of a lot of the tools and tips that I'm learning through Crystal, in ways like theta healing to release negative emotions, and to create manifest positive ones, and being more aware of like what I'm thinking and doing to create my own reality around me. So I've been so busy with school lately, or before, like the past month or so, that I haven't been able to really connect with myself as much as I would like. And now that I've had like a week off, it's been just one thing after another kind of like fitting into place, and like having these like really like aha moments over and over and over again, and it's blowing my mind a little. It's like so much that I can't like the synchronicity is there in our lives if we only look for it. If I was to explain it to you guys, it's just gonna sound like maybe not much to you, because it's what makes sense for me, and I can kind of see it all unfolding now. Whereas for you, that's just going to be different in your own life, and you can kind of see the signs for yourself. You can tap in and just know that there's guides and spirits around you trying to get in contact with you if only you're listening. So one of the last things that we did in the workshop today was a guided meditation. So what she was guiding us basically to get connected with our heart center and get connected with our spirit guides, who, like, whatever that may be, if it's angels, if it's spirit animals, if it's, human spirit type thing. So basically I was taken to a place in this, that I've been there before in a meditation when I've meditated. But this was like more in depth, like different parts of from a different view almost, if you will. So to my right there was like a forest and like lots of trees, lots of pine trees and stuff. And to the left there were some trees and there's a big ocean. And I came up to a bridge and there's a stream running through it and there's dolphins like playing and jumping through the water, and there's doves that like flew by. And then I walk up to this temple and it's like a golden house almost, and then it just grows into this massive castle. Like, it just ended up expanding so much. And then I go through the door and I'm going down this corridor, and then to the left I go into this room through a sparkly door, and it's supposed to be like your sacred space and your heart center. And it was all white there, and with purple pillows like going up and spiraling up, just like continuing to go up. And so I started walking up and I saw like horses from when I was a kid. Like, I used to love horses. I used to do horseback riding and stuff. And then there was like some ducks, and then suddenly there was this like tree kind of growing up from the middle. It felt like almost like Alice in Wonderland type thing, because it kept just expanding. And so I grabbed onto the branches and I was expanding up, and then there was a door on the tree. I opened it up and I had 6 spirit animals come through. So I had 2 spiders, a cat, a butterfly, my ostrich, and my wolf. So each of them had names. Each of them had been with me like different amounts of time, sort of. Both the spiders had actually been there with me my whole life. So, and spiders are really symbolic of us weaving and creating our own reality. So it was kind of interesting that I had 2 of them. And then I asked them if they had messages for me, and they told me I would heal. They told me a little bit about relationship stuff. And then I asked for a gift from them before I went. And so I put out my hands and I was given like a lotus flower with like a ball of energy around it, and I placed that into my heart. And so it was a really like beautiful, beautiful experience. And then I said kind of goodbye to them. They went back through the door. The tree started to like shrink again. So that's like the whole Alice in Wonderland idea in my mind that's happening. And then I came out of the room and then came out of the meditation. So that was really like a very, very interesting experience for me. And yeah, and this is just day 1 of the Connecting to Spirit workshop. So I'll keep you guys updated and tell you about what happens tomorrow for day 2, and then the following week for part 3 of the workshop, and maybe even updates on my next soul retrieval next week, because it'll be my last one. So I will catch you guys later, and namaste. Have a good night.